Hey friend, Liz Wilcox here, the Fresh Princess of Email Marketing. I don't know why I said it like that, but it's kind of a good segue actually, because this episode, episode 48 of the Email Sound Booth podcast, is all about the 3 times I messed up my email marketing. So I feel like I messed up this intro by going really deep and low, and that's kind of weird, but it is who I am, so whatever. And that's really the lesson. Let me just jump into the lesson. I think this is going to be a quick episode. Um, we all make mistakes. We all flub up. We all look kind of dumb sometimes. And that is 100% okay. And this episode, really, the premise is like, lest you think you're alone in making mistakes when it comes to email, you are not. This is something that actually comes up a lot in our Facebook group. If you're not in there, it's called the Email Sound Booth. Check it out in the show notes. But somebody posted the other day, she says, you know what makes me, and then she's got like a face palm emoji. When I put my internal note in the preview text of my email so my subscribers see it instead of putting it, where it's supposed to go. So, yeah, that's kind of funny. So basically, let's say if you don't use an email service provider that has like internal notes, in Kit they do, and let's say my internal note is like sales email number 3 testimonial. So she's saying she put that in the preview text of the email instead of the internal note so that people will see it instead of, it being an internal note. So, yeah, stuff like that happens all the time. Someone posted underneath that, like commented, my preview texts are usually from the previous email more than they should be, right? So if you duplicate your emails, sometimes it will also duplicate the preview text and you have to change that. Someone said, oh, I almost never put anything in the preview text because I found I make too many errors. Another person said, my newsletter filter got reset. So I sent to everyone on my email list last week. And then someone else said, a client of theirs sent an email to all customers who had not opened an email in the last 6 months instead of excluding them. So they said it was like 20,000 sends and a 5% open rate because they sent to people who aren't opening, right? So, moral of the story is it happens to all of us. You really are in great company, and I think you're not being an email marketer until you make a flub up like that. For example, I think my first big flub up was I wrote a newsletter and I forgot to put a subject line. And this was back when Kit, I don't know if they still do it, but if you didn't have a subject line, the subject line would be new broadcast. And so I sent this out, and, of course, I'm subscribed to my own email list. So I get the email a couple minutes later, and it says new broadcast. And I was mortified. I mean, this is the first big flub up. I probably had a couple hundred people on my list. I didn't really have any tags or segments, so there was really not much to flub up except this. And I was absolutely mortified. I felt like a big dum dum. But y'all, it was the largest open rate I had in like 3 months. I was like, whoa, that's so funny that subject line would garner so much attention. Anyway, the second time I can think of that I felt really like cringy about messing up my email is when I I had my email marketing membership, right? And every single Monday, those people get an email from me. It's a little bit of encouragement. It's saying, hey, the new template is up in the dashboard. Here's a little synopsis of it. And then I get out of there, right? If there's like news, like, hey, we've got a Q&A, it goes in there, whatever, right? Well, I sent this email to every single person on the list. That seems to be a theme. I think someone else said they did that in the Facebook group. But it was a membership. It wasn't a newsletter. It was, hey, this is the thing. And back in the day, my membership, it wasn't behind a paywall. It didn't have a dashboard like I was just saying. It was just a Google Drive. So people, every single person, and at this point, there was probably 2,000 people on the list, got the link to the template for free. And I thought, oh gosh, this sucks so bad. But it actually opened up a lot of conversations where, very honest, lovely humans on my list that they are, hit reply, hey Liz, I think this is a mistake. I'm not a member of your email marketing membership. I think you made a mistake, right? So that was very, very lovely of them. And it opened up a lot of conversations. And some people actually joined the membership. I said, yeah, you can just have it. I made a mistake. I didn't double check before I hit send. Go ahead, click the link. You can have this. And it led to some sales, not all of them, but it also led to a lot of people, saying, hey, Liz is generous. And she made a mistake, but she's not trying to take it back. She's not asking us to not look at it. This is a generous lady. I want to stick around, right? And then it actually happened last week. So as I prep for Black Friday, I've got a lot going on, right? And I'm also sending I'd say nearly daily emails. And I went to send out an email, and literally, literally the subject line was about yesterday, because the day before I had sent out an email, or telling people, hey, in 2025, we're going to talk about list building. List building, list building, list building. It's the most important thing. Yes, let's go. Get on the wait list for my product, right? And then, uh, cut to today, I sent out an email about yesterday explaining more of the actual things I have planned on the calendar for my annual pass holders. But the mistake, and what makes it funny about sending an email that says about yesterday and talking about an email from yesterday, is I accidentally sent this to the people that did not get yesterday's email. They did not get it. I sent this to people that were in my welcome sequence. So if you don't know, and I think we have an entire little podcast on this, when someone is in your welcome sequence, usually you don't send them those, timely newsletters, right? And so this was only sent to people in the welcome sequence. It was like, hey, yesterday I talked about blah, blah, blah. Here's more explanation. Like, those people did not get yesterday's email. I felt, again, like a big dum-dum. It was, you know, things only email marketers can laugh at. Hopefully you get it. It was a disaster. Well, it felt like a disaster. Literally, I don't think I had one person hit reply and say, hey, I didn't get yesterday's email or something. It had a high open rate. It had a higher than normal unsubscribe rate. So people were probably just confused and like, this lady's supposed to be an email marketer and she can't even keep her email straight. Like, I'm out, which I don't blame them. Anyway, hopefully this brings you solace for the next time you make a mistake with your email marketing. It happens. Double check, try to triple check, but mistakes are inevitable. It's actually the second value in my business. It says we believe that making mistakes is inevitable, and the faster you can accept that, the faster you will learn and grow. So anyway, I'm Liz Wilcox. This has been episode 48. If you are interested in learning from an email marketer that isn't afraid to make mistakes, and you do know that list growth is very important to you, and sending newsletters, even if you accidentally flub them up, is very important to you, I'd love for you to go to lizwilcox.com/waitlist and get on the waitlist for the annual pass. $108. That's all you've got to commit to for an entire year, and I'm going to give you an entire year into my membership and all my products for that price. Anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on the next episode.